Hello guys, JWTifa here, and we are recording a speed build for a house that I started building last December. Yeah, so this house is actually inspired from the homes that I saw while my husband and I were in Ireland on our vacation back in December. The original time frame where I kind of like stopped recording, um, because school and everything got crazy out of control. And I actually started this build in December after we got back from our vacation, but here it is, July, 6 months later, and I am just now editing the full build and uploading it for you guys. So I apologize for that. And I actually have a timer on my phone, that way I can keep up with how long this video is running, because I'm out of practice with recording, as I noticed when I recorded my last video. I did a create a sim of Harvey and Maru from Stardew Valley, and you guys should totally watch that. And the recording for that went everywhere, and I didn't keep up track with my time, so it ended up actually like I had a ton of stuff left to say. I didn't talk much about the create a sim. And then what happened is that time ran out, and because I'd been out of practice recording and I had no idea what I was doing, and I was just flailing around with words in my hands, the video was really, really bad. Not, well, maybe not bad, but it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. But I also wanted to upload a video because I haven't uploaded in a really long time, and I'm trying to get back into recording, and I've been on summer vacation, but I haven't actually been recording videos like my plan was to do, because I've been nervous, but also like still stressed out about other things in general that's going on with my life. So actually right now is probably a good time to talk about updates and like future stuff like that. So as I mentioned in my Stardew Valley create a sim with Maru and Harvey, I am in graduate school, so it's like a whole new level of difficulty that I didn't think we were ever going to reach. And that's why after I started graduate school last August, videos kind of stopped. I think I uploaded a couple of videos in the early weeks of August, and my goal was that I would have like time planned set aside to at least record videos on the weekends, and then that like never happened. And then like Christmas came around, and I was like, oh well, I'm gonna upload some videos. And then my brother came down, and I never uploaded videos again like I had said I was going to do. And then now I made it through my spring semester and summer started, and I was like, okay, I'm going to record videos. And here it is, July, and I've uploaded 2, maybe 3 videos instead of actually doing what I originally wanted to do. And all of that is just simply my fault and bad scheduling. Also, like, yes, graduate school is hard, and I get maybe like why I hadn't been recording during some of my busier sessions, at least like finals weeks and finals week and stuff like that. Like, I get, yeah, okay, I probably could have taken breaks there and then worked around my schedule for the other things, but I didn't, and here we are. And my goal now is to plan better. I have like a schedule. I have an idea of what I want to do. And as long as I stick to my schedule, I think that I'll be able to keep with it. And hopefully, see, the ultimate thing about scheduling is that once you get used to something, you can work with it. Like when I was working and recording videos, that was fine. I kind of got used to it. I got a system in place that I could handle. Graduate school started, and it threw my system off, and then I stopped recording videos again. And because I haven't tried to like situate myself with a new schedule or get on a schedule again, I've not been recording videos. And then when I have time to record videos, I don't do it because I do other things, and then I just like, oh well, I didn't have time, and it's easy to like put off or whatever. But I do like recording videos, so I want to work on a schedule and get better at recording videos, which sounds really sad. So anyway, transitioning from that, my plan, I also noticed that create a sim videos and builds take me a little bit longer, but they also do not require as much sit down playtime of the Sims, if that makes sense. Like, okay, so I love doing Not So Berry and my 100 Baby Challenge, and those are great and they're really fun, and I do enjoy that. And I also enjoy the Create a Sim and the builds as well, but in a different way, because with the builds, which you'll probably actually notice as you guys are watching this, there will be these really weird pauses that seem like nothing's happening, and it'll be frozen for like 5 seconds, which was probably really more like 5 minutes real time since I sped this up so much. But that was me like taking a break from the build, or like saving and then getting off of it, and then coming back to it later, which is the great thing about speed builds that I can do, is that I can set aside 15 minutes one day if that's all I have, and then I can set aside like an hour another day, and then I can throw it all together into like an actual polished full build. But again, now to go back to explaining like how that ends up taking me longer, it takes me longer because then I have a lot more to edit, and I try to plan my voiceovers a little bit better than when I'm just playing in front of you guys, because when I'm playing like Not So Berry Challenge or the 100 Baby Challenge, I just kind of talk about what's going on and like what I see, and it's reactionary, versus like if I don't have a plan for speed builds and Create a Sim videos, they just kind of go like all over the place, and that's not how we want this to be. So my plan is to actually do more speed builds and more Create a Sim videos, because again, I can set aside time in a lot more manageable fashion, versus okay, I need to sit down for 30 minutes to an hour and play the Not So Berry Challenge with you guys, or the 100 Berry Challenge. I still want to do those videos, and I am going to do those videos. They're just going to be less, I'm hoping, less than my Create a Sim and my speed builds. Also, I want to get better at building. I want to get faster at it, because this build, I will tell you guys, the full video before I, like, what is the word I keep looking to say? The full video before I compressed it was 3 hours and 40 minutes. And that is like, I didn't even record me building the backyard for you guys because it was already so long, and it takes me forever to do landscaping. It is not my strong suit. I kind of hate it. I like it when it looks really good, and I like other people that do it and do a like good job at landscaping, but I don't do a good job at it, and it takes me forever, so I don't like it. And I didn't record it, but there will be screenshots at the end of the backyard, so you guys will get to see what the backyard looks like. And also, this house is available to download on the gallery as usual, and my origin ID will be linked in the description, so you guys can download it off the gallery and play around with it and all that jazz. So yeah, anyway, I want to get better at building. I want it to not take me 5 hours to build, and this house is actually pretty big. In the description you guys will see it is 4 bedroom and 3 bath, so that's actually a pretty big house for me. I think the biggest house I've actually built next to this one is Rose Point, which is also available for you guys to watch. That one was my second house in the Not So Berry Legacy Challenge, so it's the one for the Rose generation essentially. And it was a big house that took me a really long time, and I uploaded it into 3 parts. I didn't want to do that again, so I kind of like smushed together this one. You see there are times when the camera's gonna like shift, because it was either like I was looking at windows for 20 billion years, and so I cut some of it out, because like you guys don't need to see me scroll through all the windows. And then like you'll notice as the video starts to come closer to an end, like especially toward the last like bathroom and bedroom that I did upstairs, I started just like scrolling through things and just like clicking and placing preset room ideas and stuff, because it was like becoming overwhelming and I wanted to get done with the build. And I do think that's a very helpful tool actually too, especially when you don't feel like you're a strong builder and you don't really have an idea of what you want and what you're looking for. I think the preset rooms that EA has is like really helpful. And it does help me speed up my builds a lot, because if I had to do all the layouting and design ideas and like come up with all the color schemes and everything that I think would look good together, it would take me longer, and I'm not very good at that. So usually I will get a lot of inspiration from like the internet. I'll pull up, actually this house was a house that I found that was for sale somewhere on some Ireland real estate thing that I was looking at. The house outside and then the inside layout was also based off of another house that was for sale in Ireland that I also looked at. So that helps me kind of get an idea of what I want. I had an idea, like I knew that I wanted to do the stone fencing, because all the houses in Ireland I saw, or at least a majority of them, had sort of that stone fencing layout. They had a lot of potted plants outside, especially when you live, like when you start traveling in the city or the heart of Dublin, where everything's like city and not rural, not like, you know, country. So the potted plants thing I really liked, and I incorporated that, and that was kind of like my own idea, and I kind of knew the color scheme that I wanted to go with. I really like this, like, it's not really a mint color, but it's kind of like an off mint color. It's not full blue, but it's not mint. And I really like the color though, and I think it goes well with everything. And that, as you noticed, it's pretty much in every room. Even the bathrooms have like a sort of soft version of the blue that I'm using in their tile. And the only bedroom that doesn't is the really kid one that you guys will end up seeing, that I do with the purple dinosaurs and all that kind of stuff. And that's the only one that really kind of like drifts from this whole white and plants and blue theme. But I thought it worked really well together, and actually does sort of embody some of the houses and stuff that we saw while we were in Ireland. So I like it, and I think it works well together. So again, my plan is to do more videos, and you guys should look forward to more of those videos being creative sims and speed builds, because I have quite a few creative sim video ideas running through my mind anyway that I want to implement, and I don't know why I haven't, because the creative sim videos are not that hard. Some of them take me a while, but some of them don't take me a while. It just depends on, I guess, like how this is the sim looking according to what I want. Do I have to start over? Do I do things wrong or whatever? And if everything's going well, then it seems like it doesn't take me nearly as long. And I want to finish one of my first big projects that I'm definitely going to finish, hopefully soon. Like, I'm planning out already. I have the plans out for like finishing my Stardew Valley creative sim, which I hope that you guys are enjoying. Those of you that are watching it, I'm having a lot of fun creating the Stardew Valley characters. Harvey and Maru again were the recent ones that I did, and I'm planning to record Sam and Penny actually later today, if not early tomorrow. And then I think once I finish Sam and Penny, I'll have, since I'm only doing the Bachelors and the Bachelorettes, I think that leaves me with Shane and Emily and Abigail and Sebastian. And I think that's it for the Bachelors, because I've already completed Alex and Haley, and I've done Harvey and Maru, and I've done Elliot and Leah. So yeah, I'll pretty much be almost done with that. So my hopes are to get those finished, and that project will at least be done. I'll have my Stardew Valley creative sims done for you guys, and those don't take me a lot. It just depends. Like, okay, Elliot and Leah took me a while, but Harvey and Maru didn't take me that long. And I do think that as I work with creative sim a lot more too, I'm getting better at that. Again, creative sim and speed builds are ones that I want to work more on, because I want more practice with them, because I'm slow at doing all those things. The only thing that I feel remotely good at about this game is playing the game. I do know a lot about playing it, not necessarily utilizing all the tools that EA gives us to work with. Because again, I'm not a strong builder. I'm more likely to be like, let me download this cute house off the gallery and let me just plop my sims in it. And I'm also going to download this family off the gallery, or I'll just randomize it until I find a sim that I'm like, okay, they look really good, and I'll just change up their clothes a little bit. So I think this is nice. And again, I have a layout because I'm modeling my Sims off of the Stardew Valley characters. I have an idea of what I want, and it's just a matter of replicating that idea. And that brings me back to wanting to hopefully go back and start recording Not So Berry Legacy Challenge and the 100 Baby Challenge, because I am still working on those videos and I'm still playing the series. It's not that I'm just done and I'm not going to finish. I'm not going to have the 100 babies, or I'm not going to make it to Generation 10 or whatever. They're really long series. They're really long challenges is the unfortunate side of that, because it is 10 generations of the Not So Berry Legacy and it is 100 babies, which takes quite a long time. So also the problem with that is that I haven't played in so long that I started to realize that if I were to jump into those save files like right now and just play without any sort of rewatching anything that had been happening or any sort of idea or goals in mind that I had when I last played it, everything would fall apart. Even it would just be mass chaos. So I want to get back to recording those series, but it's probably going to take me a little bit longer. You'll probably see a lot more of the Create a Sim videos and probably some more speed builds for a bit until you start seeing those videos again. And of course my Stardew Valley Let's Play as well. I want to get back into it. And that one I don't think will be nearly as hard. I'll just have to reorient myself again and probably watch the last couple of videos of Stardew Valley just to figure out like what I was actually doing and what were my current goals at the moment, and then I can probably resituate myself to that. Again, the 100 Baby Challenge, I'll probably have to watch a good amount of the videos again and just kind of figure out what was going on, and I might have to play a little bit off camera just to get everything to a normal, manageable level, because again, running the 100 Baby Challenge household is like a lot of work. I have to readjust myself to being able to manage that kind of household size, because it is a lot of work, especially when you go back to playing Sims families that don't have as many kids or have as many Sims that you have to function with. And then for my Not So Berry Legacy Challenge, there's a lot going on there. So I need to watch a lot of those episodes again to kind of just make sure that I'm on the same track, because there are a lot of things with the Not So Berry Legacy Challenge that you have to monitor and keep up with, especially with her career-wise. I think we were doing well, but I remember that we still have a lot of the elements to get, and that is very time-consuming and chaotic. So I'll have to make sure that I know kind of what we're doing and have more of an organized structure so that we can actually hopefully start getting these things accomplished and have her move up in her career. And we don't even have an heir still for the next one, because I'm just wanting to have a lot of kids, which is also going to make that a little bit more difficult, and that's really my fault, but I think it'll be great. I just have to readjust myself for the series. So the point is that those are not done, and it's not that I'm just not going to record this anymore. It's just that you might not see them still for a while, even now as I'm like hopefully uploading videos again, and you guys are going to start seeing more videos, maybe not daily, but at least 3 or 4 videos a week up until at least I start back school, and then we might have to readjust the schedule again. But hopefully if I get into a routine and a pattern now, it won't be so bad, and I'll have an easier transition when I start back to school in the fall. Yeah, and I guess that updates us. Really, at this point, I should probably talk about the build, because I haven't. As I already mentioned, this was definitely inspired by our trip to Ireland. And the reason that it took me so long to upload it again is just that I'm a slow builder. And I started it in December, but I think I stopped for a bit. And I got really frustrated because the layout ended up taking me longer to do outside than I thought it would, and then I couldn't find that house again. Yeah, funny, I know, right? Something for me to be super upset about is the fact that I could not find this house again, and so I just didn't touch the build for a while. And then finally I was like, I don't need that full layout design to do a layout. I can find another house that looks similar, or I can just do my own thing. And so finally I picked it up again and finished the layout using my own just intuition. But I will admit some of the room designs are kind of like copied off of some of the things I looked at when I started flipping through real estate in Ireland. Like for instance, the entryway is pretty much a definite regurgitation of what I saw in one of the pictures for one of the real estate homes that I looked at. And so yeah, that's what ended up taking me a while. I didn't pick up the build again for probably until like May. And then from May, it just ended up, and the build was just so much. It's 2 floors, there's 4 rooms, there's 3 bathrooms, there's a dining room that's actually separate from the kitchen. All of this is new to me. There's a study, there's a entryway, and some sort of weird back hallway thing that I had going on. I didn't really know what to do there. And as you probably noticed when the video was basically playing and I was just rambling, you probably noticed that there's not a whole lot of furniture in that back part. I did some runners between the staircase and the wall, and there's like a chair and a little end table and a there's just a chair and an end table and the rugs back there. I left it really open because I feel like you don't want a lot of clutter where you're walking anyway, and the Sims, they have such a hard time anyway that rather than make it more difficult for them, we should probably make it easier on them. So I didn't want to block up the entryway or anything that much for them. Oh, actually, now that I'm looking at it, doesn't look like we got there yet. We're actually about to get there. So, okay. So you guys will see what I'm talking about now. And so we're picking out the chair, and I figured, you know, you only need an end table because you need something to sort of like, realistically, it would be an area that you would probably come in and set down your keys or something like that after you, well, I mean, it's the back door, so I guess it seems more unrealistic that you would set your keys down there. But if you did come in through the back door, or you were out doing yard work or something like that, you might set down your garden gloves or your shears or something down there. I did include a Don't Wake the Llama table randomly in the hallway. It kind of fit there, and I have this issue where I want to include things that your Sims can actually interact with more than things that are just pretty. Because there is a lot of pretty stuff in this house too. Like, if you noticed, a lot of the corners have those like corner tables, especially in the entryway and the living room, both utilize a corner decor item, which you can't do anything with, but it looks really nice and it fills in that spot really well, and I think it just looks realistic. So I included a lot of that, but I like including things that your Sims can interact with. And I ended up deciding somewhere around here, now we're on the 2nd floor, I ended up deciding that I wanted to do like a kid bedroom anyway, and sort of like have it kid friendly. So I included the Don't Wake the Llama game so that the kids would have something to do, and it would have been kind of weird just anywhere else. And I thought, okay, we have this weird space, and it's also kind of like a table pushed to the side, so if you don't like it there, you don't want it to be there, you can get rid of it and easily move it somewhere else, or like say you put it in storage or something like that to kind of like go along with your Sim story idea. The hallway upstairs is also going to get really weird on you guys, so I included a lot of kids stuff in that hallway because I wanted it to be like a kid play area. It's not a room in and of itself, it's like a weird hallway for traffic to go through to get to like the master bedroom and the other 2 bedrooms in that bathroom, the shared bathroom upstairs. But I wanted, again, to like, I don't play with kids a lot, and I know a lot of people don't play with kids, but a lot of people also do enjoy playing with kids, and kids need things to do, and I don't usually give them a lot of stuff to do. So I included some art tables, and there's like a toy chest and stuff, and you'll see that when the video gets to it. I'm kind of running ahead of the video because I can see that we're actually working on the bathroom. And yeah, you'll probably notice this too. The bathrooms sort of start looking similar because I like including that little cabinet like above the toilet. I think it's in all of the bathrooms in this one. It might not be in the master bathroom, but that would be the only one it's not in, because I really like including something sort of like over the toilet, because it seems sort of realistic that you would want that extra cabinet space, even though the Sims don't have any reason for cabinet space. Realistically, I am all about some cabinet space because I have a lot of stuff. Yeah, and then I messed with the layout upstairs again because I decided that one room was just too big to be a room by itself when we could easily make it another. I could have made it a really big bedroom or a shared bedroom, but I decided that we had the space and I could add another door easily into the layout. So I decided to separate it and make it 2 bedrooms. Um, which actually I think works out if you have a big family too, because again, this is a 4-bedroom house. The downstairs bathroom is done a little bit more bare and basic, as you guys probably noticed when you were watching it, because I think it has a bed and it has like a dresser and a mirror and some wall decor. And the reason I did that was I figured if it's like a guest bedroom, you wouldn't probably have a whole lot of junk in there that represents any one person. And it is the downstairs bedroom, and it's like the only downstairs bedroom. So it seemed kind of weird to have it do anything else except be a spare bedroom or like a guest room. So, and I was actually really pleased with the way that turned out. Here I'm trying to find something else that can fit with that suitcase. At first I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. And then I really like it, because it's like, again, it just sort of adds to this whole, the kids have a lot of leadway in this house. Because again, if you remember, I know that was like at the very beginning when I wasn't talking about the build, but there's also a backpack in the entryway, right when you walk in the house. And I figured, okay, so this is like a house where you have sim parents that like really just kind of let they want their kids to have everything, and then they also let their kids kind of like run around and just do whatever. And so there's backpacks in places. Here's the art tables that I was talking about and the toy chest and stuff. So the kids also have this little shelf corner next to the one bedroom and the bathroom that has like a trunk and a bunch of books stacked on top of it. There's another book bag up there and some other books scattered around. So this seemed realistic to me and I liked it. Now I'm looking for posters to add, because again, the walls seem very bland without it. And then because I did a more kid sort of friendly layout design, I figured we'll let them have a space. Like the parents were like, okay, fine, you can put your posters up here, but they have to go on the second floor and they have to go in this one area. Also, an interesting fact, the house is pretty expensive. If I'm trying to remember exactly, but I don't remember exactly how much it is, but I know it's over $80,000. Which isn't really bad if you think about it, because I'm like, oh, okay, well, I built a 4-bedroom house with 3 baths and it's $80,000. That's actually pretty good, considering some of the starter homes I built are not starter homes necessarily, but smaller homes. Like the smaller homes that are made for 2 Sims, maybe 3 at most, can easily still get in the 100,000 range. So I tried not to include a lot of expensive wall art, but a fun fact, if you are trying to afford a house and you don't want to really get rid of a lot of the furniture, because like you're gonna need the furniture a lot of the times, you need the bare necessities or whatever for your Sims anyway. So the easiest thing to do is just to remove all the wall art, and it's not like, the house is gonna look bare and kind of bland, but you can afford it later. And a lot of the wall art stuff starts getting into like the $15,000 the 15,000 simoleon range. So then you can start thinking like, oh, okay, well, if I get rid of this 15,000 painting, that saves me 15,000 simoleons on the house. So that's one of the tricks I like to use a lot when I download houses off the gallery and my Sims can't afford it. I can also cheat, but cheating's not nearly as fun as like my Sims actually working their butts off to afford things. And actually, if you remember, after I built Rose Point and I moved my Sims into Rose Point, I made a disclaimer in that video, which I don't remember what episode it was, but I was like, look, this house doesn't look anything like it did when in the speed build. It does, like all the bare stuff is there, but I removed like all of the paintings, all the really expensive furniture. I even removed the bar, I think that was upstairs. I removed some of the stuff in the bedroom to like just a bed, because I could not afford the house and I was getting so frustrated, because I was like, look, this house is only super expensive because I decided that it was a good idea to include all of these wall furnishings, and then like outside I went crazy with ivy and landscaping stuff. That's also an easy way to save yourself money. So again, easy trick, things I like to do. Okay, well, the build's almost done, so I think I'm about to wrap up here, guys. There are screenshots definitely included, and there are actually a lot of screenshots too, because there were so many rooms in this house, and I tried to include a picture of each room so that you guys could get sort of a feel for them. And there's a good there's a couple of pictures of the outside because, again, I didn't actually show that in the build, so I wanted to include a bunch of pictures for you guys to have something to sort of look at, and you'll actually see Harvey from Stardew Valley because I like to move my Sims in when I get screenshots. You'll see Harvey out there grilling and chillaxing in the screenshot, so enjoy that little sneak peek. Again, you can download this house off the gallery. It's already up there. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the future. Bye!